Hi all. Today we will cover the networking part. Okay, I mean AWS VPC peering, how to peer with different VPC, even that VPC in different region. Okay, for example, there is two VPC, so each one have different location. For example, one is in Virginia, North Virginia, and one is in uh, Asia. So how the resources inside VPC in different region communicate with the other VPC that's in different another region. Okay. So for that scenario, we will create VPC peering. So you can see here, this is my VPC. That belongs in North Virginia. Okay. Or yeah, my North Virginia. Okay. So the requirement is like this. Okay, I have two VPC and one VPC in North Virginia, and another VPC in which location is fine. Okay, and this is my location, Europe. Copy. So both are in different location and different available zone also, right? And both VPC are different network too. Okay. You know what is VPC? We learned that thing because VPC is isolated environment and is private by default. We make it as public using the inner gateway, routables, and related things. So here both are different network also. For example, this VPC have the IP ranges 10.0.0.0/16, and this may have different IPs. Okay, not the same IP ranges or like that, because each one is different network. We can put it as 172. Okay, which IP is that? Chakram. Yes, now we can use this thing. This is also a private IP. Okay, same like the 10 dot series. So this is another IP. This in Europe, the IP range is 170.31.0.0/16, and for North Virginia, 10.0.0.0/16. And our requirement is how to communicate resources inside North Virginia to some resources in Europe, I mean Stockholm. Okay. So here, consider here we have subnet, routable, and related components. Here in North Virginia, same. We have different types of subnet, public or private. And so here, for example, we have one subnet, okay, one private subnet. Subnet. Private. Inside the private subnet, there is one virtual machine. This is our VM. Okay. So here in Europe region, same. We have one virtual machine in another subnet. That subnet is public. Okay. So same like as before we using Bastion, right? To accessing our virtual machine in different subnet, but that is in same VPC. Okay, inside the VPC we have two subnet for the Bastion. So we access the machines belongs in private subnet. Okay, using the Bastion. Here the we are using another method that is called VPC peering because we need to talk with the VPC. Okay, another VPC. So for when these types of questions in interview, okay, you will face actually. So the question is maybe like we have two VPC. So how we communicate between these two VPC? For example, like this scenario, okay, we have some resources in VPC one and some resources in VPC two. For example, virtual machine. How the virtual machines communicate in another VPC? So for this scenario, the answer maybe we create a VPC peering that offered by AWS, and we configure the peering connection between these two VPC and follow up the configuration thing. Got it? You don't have any doubt or you following, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So this is scenario. So first we need to create a peering connection. Okay. For example, in this case, both are in different region. Okay. We need to switch that region into the rectal region in console and make changes and do the things in each uh, region. So first we create a VPC peering connection. Okay. For example, now I am in Europe region. Okay. So in that region, I'm going to my VPC and there is a option called VPC peering. Okay, so I create a new VPC peering connection. After that, the connection is like, for example, uh, I am the requester. Okay, for example, the VPC Europe is the requester for the VPC peering connection, and my acceptor is here, North Virginia. So I need to provide some details of North Virginia VPC and create a peering connection. So the peering connection will send a acceptance request to my North Virginia VPC. So, and we go to the North Virginia VPC and accept this request. Okay. So the VPC peering connections know that there is a connection between these two VPC. And after that, we need to go to the corresponding route table of the machines belongs to some route table, right? So go to that route table and add some route. I mean, required route to fulfill our connectivity. Got it? Anyone have any doubt? All clear?
Actually, for the last, you were saying make a root or role. I don't know which one you're talking about.
Sorry.
I didn't get your last sentence. You were talking about roots or role.
Not roles, routes.
Okay.
Routing, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Andrew, you mean 20 virtual machines individually or 20 virtual machines in different subnet?
Yeah, I'm talking about the subnet that you have about 20 in
Yeah,
Europe.
we need to
Or maybe,
go to the root of the that 20 subnet. I believe that for some 20 subnet, we need to create individual route table, right? And associated with first we associate that subnet to single route table and go to the route table. We can associate route table, right, with the subnet. For example, here we have 20 subnet. Okay, so create a route table and associate that 20 subnet to that single route table and go to the route table and add one route to our VPC peering connection. Got it?
okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
So all of them clear, right? So I will jump into AWS account. So here, okay, I am now in North Virginia. Okay, so now I am in Stockholm. Okay, Europe. You can see my region. I am in different region. So different tab for different one. This is the default one, I think. Yeah. So first I'm going to create a VPC in North Virginia. I'm providing the IP 172.16.5. Create VPC. Then I need the subnet. Create one subnet. So this subnet in North Virginia, it's private, okay? Private. Or here. IP 172.31. So subnet is done. And I need to create a route table for the same. A route table for private subnet. Choose the VPC and create route table. Now it's done. And I think we missed the internet gateway. Okay, leave it. First, we need to associate subnet to this route table. Go to subnet association. Edit subnet association. Choose the VPC. Create internet gateway. Give it a name. Attach to a VPC. Choose the VPC, which we are created now. Yeah, it's associated, attached to our VPC. Now everything is fine, I think. Go to EC2. Create one instance. In North Virginia, the instance and the subnet is private, okay? Note that. Private instance. Then basic is enough. I have an existing key pair. I'm choosing that. Choosing the corresponding VPC test pairing. Only one subnet there. And assign auto assign I public IP, make it default, disable. And SSS is fine for security. Everything is fine. Launch. Okay, now the North Virginia side is clear. Now I jump to Oklahoma, Europe. And here I will create the VPC client. Here I am choosing the VPC client, okay, because I have one VPC here. Got it. This VPC for our lab, okay. So this VPC have all thing, I mean, a private subnet, a public subnet, and the root table and inner gateway attached. All thing is good for lab. So I am following VPC client. Okay. Here we can see the subnets that is belongs to VPC client. One is public and one is private. And I am here choosing the public subnet. Okay. Because in Europe region, I mean Europe region, my VPC is public and resource is also public. And for the North Virginia, my resource I am keeping private. Okay. Go to root table. Okay, then I will create a subnet for the VPC in Europe. Okay, I didn't go through this public subnet. I'm just creating another public subnet. That's all. Choose the VPC client. Subnet private, sorry, public. No. In the same VPC, I created another one subnet, and that's I need to make that subnet as public. Okay, so I need to create a root table. Create root table. Subnet. Hello. And yeah, now my root table is created. Go to subnet association, edit subnet association, and choose the newly created subnet. Okay, this is the one. And yes, now it's fine. One more edit here, that is route to the inner gateway. Okay, now it's clear. So this architecture we done, and we need to deploy machines. Okay, for each VPC. First, I go to my Europe, go to EC2. Launch. Here also I am choosing my existing pump and choose my VPC client. Here, this is the previous subnet, private and public. This is only created, so I am choosing that one. Here I am enable the IP. Okay, this is for the private public machine. That's why I enable the IP. At least I need to connect any machine, right? For the connectivity. That's why this make us public. And SSH is fine. Okay, I'm launching. So both are good. Okay. I mean, we created the private subnet here and launch one machine inside that private subnet. And also we create the VPC whole thing for Europe. We do the same, create a public subnet and launch one virtual machine. Got it? Anyone have any doubt?
Yeah, I have one question.
Hmm.
So, private subnet is there is no
Sorry. Your voice is breaking.
private subnet means there is no outbound route. Is that correct?
Yes.
I'm not getting the question.
No. On the public side, there will be outbound route or inbound route. Now,
Yes,
you are
both.
showing bidirectional arrows, right? How the data can come into net private?
And didn't get you. Your voice is still breaking. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, now it's clear.
the subnet private is when we say subnet private, it cannot have any inbound or outbound traffic, right?
Yes.
But then how are we accomplishing? Because you are showing bidirectional arrows.
Yes. Right question. The thing is here, okay. My question, like for example, in this subnet, okay, I mean we coming to North Virginia region, okay. So here one subnet, okay, that is private. So coming to private subnet, there is no inbound and outbound traffic. Okay, there is inbound and outbound traffic, and there is only one route there. Okay, we can see first we just go to the route table that associated with this subnet. Okay, so I will show you. First, I am going to North Virginia. This is my North Virginia, and go to the VPC. Yes. So here, go to the subnet. Our VPC is test VPC peering. Okay. Go to subnet. Test VPC peering. Yes. This is the subnet. Okay. And this subnet belongs to this route table. This is a route table. Okay. Just to verify the routes here. Here the route is only local. Got it. So this subnet, okay, here the subnet can talk locally. Locally means from this IP to inside the VPC. Got it? So for example, here another subnet, okay, this is subnet 2. And here another machine is there. Here these two machines can talk. We need to just configure the route, right? Because this is called internal communication. Got it? So when we configure VPC peering, the connection between, I mean the internal connection, here there is an internal connection. So same as here, here another machine considering the Europe. So this VPC internal connection and this VPC internal connection is communicated. Got it? This is same as what? Same as another VPC. That's why we create the VPC peering connection. Here the communications happen locally actually. Or got it? Not going through the internet or anything like that. The connections here, talking with each VPC connection here is called as a local connection. You got the point or still confused?
Then the other in the Europe side, why it is saying the public should be private, right?
Yes, if I choose that private, how can I connect that machine? Because in lab, we need to show the things. I mean, first I need to log in this machine. We need to log in the machine, any machine, we need that IP for public access IP. So for the lab purpose or in real scenario, we create the same thing. I mean, that's why we can connect, right? At least we need to connect a single machine. Then we can talk with switch to another machines or resources that belongs in another VPC through the VPC connection, peering connection. Make sense or still confused? Our requirement is like this, okay? How to communicate with the different VPC. I mean, for example, there is one VPC in some another region. How we connect? For example, this is one company, okay? This is a parent company. Got it? In real scenario. So some subsidiary company is this one, okay? That belongs to another region, okay? So we need to create for parent company, we deploy all things in North Virginia, and for the subsidiary one under the private company, sorry, the parent company, we deploy the resources in another region and do the things. Some scenarios, some machines or something will talk with the subsidiary machines. So for these scenarios, we create these types of peering connection. Got it? So the interviewer may like this, okay? So if we respond with this scenario, okay, so we will respond like this. We create a peering connection and integrate these things, and J is joined. Yeah, configure the route and all thing. First we send the approval request to the corresponding VPC, and after accepting the request, we will we will make a connection between these two VPC. So the same time, the interview may ask another question. For example, we have multiple VPC, okay? This is for single VPC, okay? Only two VPC we can connect with the VPC pairing. For example, they will ask one more VPC there in another region or same region. How will talk? Anyone know? So we need to configure another service. For example, multiple VPC there, okay? So how we configure the VPC? So that for this purpose, okay, for the multiple VPC connection, there is another service called transit gateway. Transit gateway. Got it. When we using transit gateway for communicating multiple VPC. For example, there is a 5 VPC or 3 VPC or 10 VPC. For that scenario, we couldn't create a VPC peering because VPC peering for only one-to-one connection. There is two VPC, then we can use VPC peering. If more than two, we need to choose the transit gateway. Okay. So the both lab is done. I mean, the resources is done. So we need to make the connection. Okay. So first we go to our Europe region or any region, no issue, and go to the VPC. And in left side, you can see under VPC, VPC related things. And there is one option called peering connection. You see, so click the peering connection. And here we can choose, leave it, create peering connection. Give the name, VPC. Here for the region Europe, North Virginia, North Virginia. Okay, so give it a name, and after that, select a local VPC peer with 30. This VPC is our requester. Okay, so I am requesting from which VPC in my current region. Okay, so in my Europe region, I have different VPC, like default VPC, where I create another VPC. So this is my VPC. Okay, record VPC. VPC. I am choosing the VPC, my VPC, created VPC. That is called VPC client. And after that, we can see.
Can I ask you a question? So usually the public side guy is the requester. Is that how it works?
Yes.
Okay.
So select another VPC to peer with. So here we need to mention the VPC that we communicated. Okay. So there is two options. This one is my account and one is another account. For example, we have different account. Okay, this is for this is a user. So if we have more than another account, I mean, I expect this one, we can choose the thing in there. So this is for in my account. Okay, because I am using the different region here. So I'm choosing my account. And here we can see the region. Okay, for the same region, we can create, for example, in my Europe region, I have different VPC, right? Here you can see different VPC. So here also I can create the VPC peering, but I am going through another region. Okay, so the entire thing is related to another data center. Okay, I will be on that there. So choose the region. Here we can choose the region of my another VPC. So its use is North Virginia, is right. This is the thing. And the VPC ID acceptor. Who is accept? Actually, this is a kind of sending a request from this VPC to the acceptor VPC. Okay. So my acceptor VPC ID is going to go to my North Virginia. Go to VPC. So the test VPC peer, this is my VPC in North Virginia. So corresponding ID, copy the corresponding VPC ID. This is my VPC ID. Copy and go back to my Europe. Paste it here. Okay. And create peering connection. So it's successfully created. And you can see in the green tab, like a VPC peering connection. The connection name is P660C3, like that's the name. Has been requested. Okay. This connection is requested. Remember to change your region to use it accept the peering connection. So here I create the VPC peering connection and I send one request to my next VPC. Okay. So how we will accept the peering connection? Go to the North Virginia. Okay, now I am in North Virginia. I'm switching. Okay, different tab for different region, and go to the peering connection of North Virginia. So here you can see a pending connection ID, a peering connection ID from this ID. I mean 190E, the same ID 190E, and it's under pending acceptance. So we have the one who accept this pending acceptance. How we accept the connection? I mean, go that is go to the action. First, we need to choose the connection and go to action. Here we can multiple options, like we can reject the request, we can accept the request. As per our need, we need to accept our request. Okay, accept. Now it's provisioning. Yeah, now it's active. So here we successfully connected with this VPC. Got it. Now we can say there is a connection from the VPC, North Virginia VPC to Europe VPC. So it's a similar kind of we can say this both VPC act as a single VPC now. Okay, consider that thing, and we need to access the resources in each VPC through the route table. Okay. Now we have a connection from this VPC, but there is no connection from the resources. For example, this resources to the VM, this VM to this VM, there is no connection. For that, we need to create a route table accordingly. Got it? Even the same VPC, we need to talk with the, for example, yeah, in North region, okay, this VPC. We have two resources, resource one in this resource is virtual machine, okay, in one subnet, and this in another subnet. So how we talk with this thing? We need to create a route, right? Otherwise, we can't talk with this thing. Got it? Because this subnet is a different network. This is also a different network. Both are isolated, okay? So we need to create a local route, add one route from the resources, IP or anything like that for communication. So the same thing happening here, okay? For example, this machine talk with this machine. We need to create a what? Route. So we have a route table. So go to the route table and to the corresponding route. Got it?
So how many route table you gonna create in North Virginia? You had to create one for public and private subnet to be, to talk locally, and create another one to talk with the peering VPC.
Yes, right. Not created another route table. I need only one route table. Inside the route table, I can add more route. Okay.
Okay.
So this is my North Virginia, okay, and North Virginia. This is my subnet. Which one is that? Private for peering, okay. So this is my subnet in North Virginia, okay, and this is my route table that associate with this subnet. And go to route, you can see there is only one route, right? That is local route. So here we need to start the routing, okay? Otherwise, we couldn't communicate with our resources. So first we need to go to any route table of the subnet. Yeah, I can start from here, okay? First I need to create a route. Now I am in North Virginia and choose the corresponding subnet. I am choose that corresponding subnet. And yeah, for the subnet, this is my route table. Go to route table, edit route. So here I need to add one route. So here the route may be like, first I need to specify the IP of my what? Yeah, now I am in here, okay. Now I am in this route table, got it. And I am add one route here. Add one route. That route is this IP, where my route happened from this IP to this IP to my peering connection. So copy the IP of my requested VPC, copy, and go to the North Virginia, and the destination is my requested VPC IP. Got it? Any doubt?
So sir, basically we're trying to connect to Stockholm, right, from North Virginia.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. And my target is what? My peering connection. Choose. Here we can choose the peering connection. Choose the peering connection. It will automatically shows my peering connection 180. Okay. Got it. And save changes. And do the same thing in another VPC. Got it? Go to. This is my Europe region. Go to my subnet, which I want to communicate with. So subnet public new is my newly created subnet. And go to my route table. Go to route. Here one route for gateway. Edit route. Add route. here the same thing, okay, repeat the same thing, but I need to choose the VPC ID of which one? Europe. Copy the IP, paste the IP here. And here the same thing. What? Peering connection. 180. Save changes. Now we can say this may be confused, right? I will remove.
But looks like all these peering services running outside our control. So that's where Amazon comes. That they are completely managing peering. They are this configuration.
Configuration.
I think I'll wait for the end of the class. I want to first listen, then I'll ask my question at the end.
Fine, fine, fine. We are established, okay? Both can talk. And these are the subnets. This is Stockholm, like Stockholm, and this is North Virginia. Okay. So under Stockholm, in root, sorry, I just missed it. This is public. Right. So here in root, I add one more root. The root is the IP of this VPC. Okay. Here I configure the IP of this. And choose the destination, choose the, peering connection. Peering connection. Same for this root table. Add the IP of, this is the IP. Add the IP and choose peering connection. Peering connection. Got it. So when we add any root in the root table, it will affect our subnet because we are associated with the subnet, right? So we need to verify the connectivity. I'm just to go to my public machine. And copy the public IP. Username is EC2. Enter. Okay, now I am in my public machine. I need to change the host name. By default, the host name is the IP of the local IP of the machine. Okay, this is the host name by default. So we need to change accordingly. Using the host name ctl command, host name ctl, host name. After host name, provide the name of the machine. Public. This is from Europe, right? Europe. And we need to execute with the bin bash. Now I am in. I need to change the host name. Okay. So now I need to connect this public machine to that private machine. Okay. Using the private machine's public, not private IP. Go to EC2. Now I am in North Virginia. Okay. And here the machine is running. Here you can see there is no public IP. And copy the private IP. And we need the PEM. Okay, first we need to create the PEM. Not create the PEM. I have the PEM in my local machine, so I need to copy the PEM to this machine. The private machine. Okay, sorry, the public machine, which I have to access the private machine. So before that, the prerequisites are the IP and the PEM key. IP, I have the IP, the private IP, I just copy. So using the nano command, create a file. That file belongs to the PEM key of the private machine. Nano file, yes. Go to my PEM. This is the PEM, okay. Copy the entire thing. Go back, paste it here. Control X, Y, yes. Now I need to change the modification as well for the same file using change modification command 400, the file name. Got it. Now I can directly SSH -i, the PEM file name, that is file. The username of the private machine, that is same as this, like EC2 -user @ the IP, this private IP. Hit enter. Yes. Yes, we successfully log into the machine. Okay. You see, now I am in private machine. So this way we create the peering connection and access the resources that belongs in different VPC, different region. Okay. So this machine is in different available zone, you know, that I think this is in North Virginia, US, and the another machine that is this machine. The first machine is in somewhere in Europe data center, and this is in US data center. Got it? Anyone have any doubt?
Sir, only one question. Basically, you are trying to connect to the VPC in the another location.
Yes.
And may I know what else was done here? I'm just trying to understand here.
Sorry.
So here you use the SSH command to connect to the
Yes.
VPC in a new another Stockholm location, right?
Yes.
Okay, sir. So far it's good then. Okay.
Okay. I mean our requirement is to access the machine. Okay.
Okay. From
From
North
one-
Virginia to Stockholm, we should be able to access it,
Yes.
and vice versa. I think so.
No, because you know why? There is no public IP.
Because as per the okay, yeah, okay.
Yes. Yeah, we can do the same. For example, we need to create another subnet in there. I mean, North Virginia, and make it as public, and do the same thing. Okay, not from this machine.
Yeah, I thought like that.
Yes. See.
Because in your drawing you showed like two arrows, right, bidirectional. So I thought it's gonna be connections on both the sides.
Yes, right. For example, here this is private. Okay. So here we create another subnet and make it as public. And here another subnet we creating, or we deploy another machine here or in here. We can access from North Virginia to here, no problem.
Cool.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah. And anyone have any doubt?
I have a question.
Sorry.
This peering should be in different regions. I mean, within
No.
same region.
No. When we creating, there is two options. You didn't see that one is for the same region and one is for another region. Now I am here, I'm choosing the another region. Okay. If we didn't choose another region, we can choose the same region inside our, for example, here in Stockholm region. Okay. I have different VPC, VPC 1, VPC 2. So these single VPC are called isolated network. Okay, this have different IP and this one different IP. By default, these two can't talk each other, even in the same same VP, same region. Okay, in case, yeah. And for this scenario, we can create a peering connection. peering connection. And create this is make any VPC as an acceptor, sorry, requester, and acceptor will be the next VPC, I mean the recur VPC. And we can do the same thing as in the same account, no issue. I mean same region.
One quick question.
Hmm.
On the Stockholm side, let's say you have VPC1 and VPC2.
Hmm.
On the Virginia side, you have private VPC, right?
Hmm.
Now,
No.
if
My VPC is public here.
okay, fine,
Hmm.
fine. Okay. Now this public VPC in Virginia we need to connect to VPC1 and VPC2 of Stockholm. That means we need to create two pair connections, right? We need to create two pair connections, one to VPC1 to Virginia VPC. Second one is VPC2 to Virginia VPC. Or is there any other way?
Your question is like, we have two VPC in one region, okay? Right?
Correct. Yes.
VPC1 and VPC2. And one VPC in another region, right?
Correct.
VPC1. So here the connection is more than two, right? Right.
Yeah.
For this scenario, we can use the transit gateway.
Okay. We can use transit gateway or make two pair connections. Okay.
Yes.
So if there are more than one VPC, we have to use the trans gateway, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Any other doubt?
So we can make two pair connections, but always transit gateway is better than having two pair connections.
Hmm.
Right?
Yes. For multiple VPC, more than two, the good way is, I mean, the good practice is go with the transit gateway. For this scenario, we can go with the peer connection. This is not much complex. We can easily create the peering connection and do the peer. I mean, create the route and do the thing.
When we are going to learn the transit gateway, sir? Transit gateway.
I am not included transit gateway for this section because that is, for example, complex network, we create the transit gateway. As a cloud engineer for DevOps, this much knowledge is enough. I mean, I just include the networking part actually. So in planned schedule, we need to start Docker Kubernetes containers for this starting week. So still we are in network part actually, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And these all are the parts of a cloud engineer, okay? So I just include all things because if anyone doesn't have the knowledge of these networks, that's why I include. Because coming to container networking and Docker networking, we need to learn something like this. Okay. I mean the networking part, how the communication, how the routes happen, and so many things in here. I mean in the networking part.
I think as a DevOps engineer, we have to work on tools most of the time, right?
Yes. You mean tools, right?
Tools, yeah, tools.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
In tools, we do the same things. I mean, here we create a peering connection, right? We can say this is the integration, right? We integrate VPC1 to VPC2, right? Like a service connection, because the VPC1 know the VPC2 and they can communicate using the VPC peer connection. Coming to DevOps tools, we are doing the same, like integration. For example, here one tool, VPC here, for example, this is Jenkins and this is SonarQube. So we need to integrate these two types of tools. So the most probably we are integrating tools as a DevOps engineer. Different tools, we need to integrate different tools and make the connectivity from A to Z.
Yeah, so you mean
Yeah.
all the networking part? It's the duty of cloud engineer, not the DevOps engineer. Just we have to have some knowledge for this one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, cloud engineer is a superset of a developer engineer is a superset of a cloud engineer. And a cloud engineer is a, you can say, a subset of a developer engineer. This is for solution architect. Yes. And yeah, for solution architect, as a solution architect, our core job is to designing networks, okay, for our application. And yeah, there is so many, I mean, different tiers there, application tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So the architect will be the one who designing the things and the workflow and make sure all parties good enough. So many things there. Yeah, Andrew, that for the requirement. For the same, both as a use case, okay. Like sometimes someone have to access that machine, sometimes maybe a database or sometimes, for example, okay, for example, this is the parent company. This is the parent company. Okay, I am talking the VPC, okay. I mean the peering actions, one use case of the peering action. For example, this is a parent company and parent company hire some employees, 10 employees. Okay. So their current allocation, I mean their current project is based on the subsidiary of that parent company. I mean the resources in North Virginia. Okay. So how we will I mean, using the resources. For example, this 10 employees here, we need to provide the 10 employees a virtual desktop, okay, using the Citrix. You know, Citrix application and how we work remotely. So each employees, we will share some compute, I mean, some virtual machine. Okay. So that virtual machine, I mean, these 10 employees for the parent companies work for their this subsidiary company. Okay. So the resources of the subsidiary companies belongs to this public subnet. Consider, sorry, the private subnet here. Here only one VM. We consider there is a 10 VM. Okay. Or else we can share the machine to the 10 employees. So here, first the employees log into their company and they need to provide this 10 machine to these 10 employees. Got it? This is one of the use case. For example, I in my company, I am using my own laptop. I mean, my company laptop. Okay. And first I log into my local machine. I mean, local laptop. Then I log into one of my client portal in AWS or Azure. Then I go to the machine or using Citrix. Okay. Citrix workspace. And inside Citrix workspace, they will allot me the machine. I mean the client machine where I have to work. So these are the scenarios. So anyone have any doubt?
All good, sir.
Okay.
So in the real time, if we need to perform a task, do we get, how do we get the requirement? Like they will show any architecture or just they send the requirement?
That's all based on the company. For example, if the company is providing, I mean, the company is following any service management tool like Jira or anything, the required person will create a ticket, right? And assign to you. In that ticket, they will provide the requirement. For example, they will create a peer connection to the VPC details, all things they will mention the ticket. And you are the person who need to perform the work. You just assign that ticket to you and you do the same thing. And as a DevOps engineer, I don't think so to create peer connection. That's all the nature of the company actually.
Okay, thank you.
And anyone have any doubt? Actually, I plan to include that auto scaling in this section. So I didn't get much time because it's another big topic. I mean, not a big topic. It's
So just one question. So do you have any good book for cloud DevOps, like for a reading purpose? I mean, just in case if we need to refer something,
I will
enhance our
share
knowledge.
I will share the resources after we starting the DevOps tools and packages.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
So we understand clearly before starting the DevOps. we are making-
Can you put your mic closely?
If I understand clearly, you are trying to train us in networking concepts before you jumpstart to DevOps tools, right?
Yes. Clear? All of them are clear, right? Anyone have any doubt?
It's clear, sir.
What about others?
Yeah, good, sir.
Okay.
So, sir, I'll try to implement this thing, and if I have any question, I'll get back to you.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah. Then we can bind up, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay, then thank you. I will text you some task regarding this and the previous section. Okay. So just go through that and do it yourself.
Okay.
But after each
Uh,
section,
Tawfiq,
yeah,
okay, when you finish, sorry.
sorry.
When you finish your announcement.
Okay, okay.
I have a question. I
Mm.
need your help. And that is what I put there. I wanted to create a website, a place like a website where I would deploy an image like a grocery with a tag prices, and then we deploy on the cloud, and then we can access the image like we are doing a placement order. Do you have any idea? It's different from what you are teaching us, but I wanted some kind of guidelines that I can go through and see if I can implement that and do that on my own as a homework.
Yep. I will share the thing. Okay.
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 Thank you.
Yep. Then, yep. Everything's fine, right?
Yeah, I'm fine with everything.
Then we can wind up, right? For all of you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you.